Hi guys! So it's been a long time no video for like a week or something, but this is probably the most poignant video that I will do for this series of videos or whatever it's been, because I got discharged today, and as you can see from the smile on my face, I am really happy about that. I'm cacking my pants, obviously, because it's all in my hands now. I have the options to either suck all the hard work in and go back to old ways, or continue with what I'm doing and, hope for a better future for myself and everyone, involved in my life, basically. But I am very happy, and I think I was sat in this exact same position when I did my first video, letting everybody know what was about to happen and that I was going into hospital. It's 5 months ago, and God, it's flown by. At times it's dragged, but on the whole, it's flown. And that has been a real help, because going in I thought I was going to be bored, and I have been bored, but bored literally every day. And towards the end I feel like I was just waiting around. I was waiting to wait, and then I was waiting to wait some more, and it's just a lot of waiting around, waiting to eat basically in the last month or so. But I've got through it, and I had my discharge CPA meeting today, so that's everyone who's been involved with my care sitting down, reviewing my progress, and then talking about what's going to be happening in the next for the foreseeable months. With that said, I will be going back to hospital once a week for the next month for a blood test and a weigh-in with my nurse Pip, who cried today when I left. God, it was really, really just bizarre saying bye to everyone. I didn't like it. I'm crap with goodbyes and just words in general. Didn't know what to say, but it's done now and I'm back at home. But this experience has been life-changing, quite literally, and it's very cheesy to say, but I'm so privileged to have had this opportunity to get better and to have the knowledge that I do now about food, and not to use it in a destructive way. I know how to portion up a plate, I know how many meals to have in a day, I know when to eat if I'm hungry, I know to eat more if I'm doing more exercise. Normal eating for me encompasses a lot of different things. Normal eating is having that second portion of pudding because it is that good. It is wishing that you'd had that little bit more because you're feeling a bit hungry now. It is having a load of different foods in your diet to give you the nutrition that you need, and it's just a lot of different things. And before, eating for me was not normal in any way, shape or form, and now eating is just part of my daily routine. It's something that I do naturally, just like getting dressed in the morning. I was going to say brushing my hair. I don't do that every day. But cleaning your teeth, it's just something that I do, and I am trying now, to be quite honest with you. I've got here written in my notes that I am from my dietitian that what does it say? That at present there is indication that Harriet may be restricting slightly in order to maintain her current weight. Yes, there is truth in that, but it's been a bit twisted by Beth, my dietitian, I think. I'm not being restrictive in my diet. I'm watching what I eat purely from a health sense. Just because I've had an eating disorder, just because I've weight restored, does not mean that I can have fish and chips every day. My metabolism is pretty screwed because of everything that I've put it through, so I really do have to be quite cautious about how much I eat. But not just because of weight gain, but because of my history with food. I have been most sizes. I've been up to a size 14 at the end of the day. I have had a very difficult relationship with food, so I'm not just being cautious to watch my weight. I'm also doing it so that I don't develop an emotional attachment to food again like I have in the past. I'd rather it just be something that I enjoy for the time that I'm eating, not something that I'm focused on every single day. That's kind of the dream scenario. And I do fixate on food still. I'm going to for a while, and that's part of it, because I'm still not recovered. I want to stress this. Guys, I'm still not recovered. It's going to be another however many years yet till I can, not care at all about what I eat. I mean, I still wouldn't pick up a chocolate bar from a shop and have it on a spontaneous whim. I just won't yet. I don't feel like I'm there quite. But my diet is that good and varied now that it doesn't matter. I'm still doing all my food challenges. I'm doing fish and chips, curries, pies. I've got all this in my diet now, which is great, and that is what I really wanted to achieve. It doesn't matter if I can't do milkshakes yet. I'm not really bothered. One day I will, but not right now. It's baby steps. The hard work really starts now, to be quite honest. I'm on my own 2 feet. I do go back to hospital once a week for the next month for a weigh-in and blood test, and then however much I need to after that, you know, whether it's once a month, once every 2 months, it's kind of up to me in that sense. But I'm just going to run through my crisis plan if I start to relapse. So triggers. So my biggest trigger that I know of is when I get low self-esteem. What I mean by that is if I have low self-esteem, I generally feel about this big, and it makes me feel like my personality and myself as a person is not good enough for everybody else. I therefore have to change myself physically to get people to like me. Yes, it's very sad, I know, it's really bloody sad, but that's what generally happens. So it's about keeping my self-esteem up and generally feeling valued and loved. And I know that sounds really childish, but there is an emotional part of me that does get neglected by myself even. And if I don't get it from other people, whether it's family members or friends, I will then resort to other ways of comforting myself. You know what I mean? Comparing myself to thinner people, that's not helpful. Some people are naturally thinner. You know, obviously they're naturally thinner. I'm not, you know what I mean? But they've got naturally thin or slim physiques. But I shouldn't compare myself to those because they don't have my DNA, they don't have my body makeup, I don't have theirs. Big deal. Reading diet or food articles, getting fixated on those, you know, what's the latest diet trend, what's the latest, you know, fat busting food, you know, stuff like that's not helpful. Weighing myself more than once a week, that's a big thing. Prior to my admission, I was weighing myself every single morning, sometimes twice a day, so just doing it once a week. Having too much mirror exposure, by that I mean hours and hours in front of a mirror, example dancing. I can't do that anymore. I can do mirrors for a short time, you know, I'm getting ready or when I'm checking my outfit before I go out. I can do it in bits and bobs. I find it very difficult to spend long periods of time in front of a mirror, so I need to watch that. And eating too quickly and unmindfully and sort of, you know, you've eaten your meal and before you know it's gone, you've not taken any notice of the flavour, the texture, any of it, and you kind of sat thinking, what a waste. You know, you feel full, you might feel too full because you've eaten too quickly, and then you feel really bad, you get guilty, you throw up, it's a vicious circle. So being really mindful of that. And then early warning signs, this is when things start to go wrong. I will start to restrict my portions. I will eat the same foods in routine patterns. I will calorie count to be under 1,200 calories a day. I will have an unwillingness to eat out and being any kind of social environment with the fear of food, you know, eating at restaurants. That's not a problem anymore, which is great. Buying binge foods, I hate saying that. I'm never going to get over that, whatever. And coping strategies, if these things do start to happen, basically have an open dialogue with my mum and Woody to let them know what's going on. Yes, I need help. Can you help me right now? I might go through a bit of a rocky patch in the next couple of months, I don't know, but at least I have a plan in place which they will be made aware of as well. Then making sure that I eat with others and make sure that they sit with me afterwards for at least an hour. Have weekly check-ins with my GP and sort of getting others to push me into talking about what is actually wrong, Harriet. And this will all be explained to those closest to me, so they are very aware of, you know, the risks that are involved in the next few months and warning signs, basically. But generally, that's it. So, kind of, you know, book closed, and it's been the most amazing, I will say amazing because it has. I'm really fortunate to have gotten well, and, you know, we had a new lady in yesterday, she's 60 odd. And, you know, you see older ladies like that who've had the illness for 30 years and they have no life anymore. They just don't. And it's really sad. And I don't want that for me. And now I can have kids. I can wear a wedding dress and not look gross. You know, I've got energy to go out. I want to go out. I can drink, you know, within moderation. And I have to have a plan every day of what I'm going to eat for the time being. Like when I wake up in the morning, I will think, right, breakfast, I'll have this. Lunch, I'll have that. Tea, I'll either have this or this. I need some sort of structure, and I will get really not upset, but I will panic if suddenly it's changed. Like, oh, do you want to go out for tea tonight? Or, oh, I've got this in for lunch. Why don't you have this instead? If my plan in my head has suddenly changed, I'll have a little freaky. I'll get over it, but it's stuff like that I need to keep at a minimum just to keep me kind of treading water and keeping everything balanced. With regard to work, I'm not going to go back full-time until I've moved house, because it would be ludicrous for me to start work, start a new job, or a new role, should I say, and have to move house as well. That is just a recipe for disaster, so I'm going to do one and then the other. Hopefully going to be moving house in a couple of weeks, but for the time being I'm just going to kind of get back into my home routine, and just sort of settle back down into home life, because I've been in hospital for 5 months. It's a long bloody time. And I have been home on leave, but this is it now. There's no going back to hospital. So I just need to play it safe for a while, so bear with me, guys. But I will get there. But, you know, the hard work does start here, and it's up to me now whether I choose to continue on this road that I've sort of made for myself, or if I go down the old path, which didn't really help me in any way, shape or form. So I think I know what I'm going to stick with. So yeah, but I would love to say to every single person who's been watching my videos, thank you, because the amount of, you know, love and support that I've had through this whole time has been unreal, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. You know, the amount of help you need through something like this is, you know, it's a lot, and I've had it, and I'm fortunate for that. And I will stress again that if any of you think you know anyone with an eating disorder, or you just want to talk to me or send me an email, or, you know what I mean, just if you're worried about somebody else or yourself or anything, I'm more than happy to talk about anything. You know that. I've been on doing these videos for ages now. I've been crying, I've been happy, you know, I've gone through every emotion on these videos, and I've shared it all with you. And it's all about honesty at the end of the day. So if any of you do want to get in touch, please do. But for the time being, this is going to be my last video. I will keep doing them every now and again, and for those of you that have subscribed, you'll get a little pop-up letting you know what I'm doing. So yeah, and I will say a special thank you to my mum, who I know will be watching this video, but who has been a huge support for me through this time. And I'm not going to cry, but I love you very much, and I couldn't have done it without you. So I will leave it there, because this is getting a little bit embarrassing, and have a good evening. Bye everyone.